Yon world, what's the deal? It's your boy Original Dion, and today on my YouTube channel, we talking about how to access the God within you. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for your boy Yon world. Now, I was motivated to make this video because on Instagram, I commented on this post. Now, I follow a lot of spiritual pages on Instagram, and one of the pages, I believe it's called Son Kemet, but they posted a post about Kenneth Copeland. And if you don't know who Kenneth Copeland is, he's a big Christian pastor, right? So in the video, they were questioning like how he's spending his money. Are you using, funds from the church? What are you doing? So he got real like evil, you know what I'm saying? He got real evil, and like you just see the devil in his face.
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did.
So I made a comment like, I don't see how black people still believe in Jesus in 2020. We in 2020, and I don't see how, with all the information, with all of the knowledge, based on how they treat us in society, I don't see how we still have the spiritual belief of Jesus, and even like the archaeologists, all of the research that have been done on ancient cultures, like they still haven't found any characters from the Bible. And me, I question things. I've always been one to question things. I'm a Libra, born on the 7th. So I question a lot of things. Like I questioned God at a very early age because I was able to do something called astral projection, like since a kid. And I never told nobody about that shit because, my environment where I live at, like people don't talk about dreams and lucid dreaming and being able to control your dreams. So, I always question Christianity, as realer, is it real or fake? And based on my research, you know what I'm saying? Because this comment I posted, everybody was commenting. Like, it got over 200 likes, and everybody, I'm still getting comments to this day. I posted this like weeks ago. Posted this comment weeks ago, but I still getting comments to this day. And everybody like, saying Jesus, it was real. Jesus was real. And, I'm not one to knock anybody religion. Like, I really grew up in a Christian family. Like, everybody around me is Christian, everything. And it's like me, I study, I read, I research, because even if you go back 400 years, just 400 years, black people, we weren't allowed to read anything but the Bible. It's a book called How to Make a Negro Christian, right? And in this book, they talk about how they would take the strongest men and kill them in front of their families, like in front of the women, in front of the children, and put the blood in like this book, this Bible, and say, if you don't read this, you don't follow these rules, we're gonna kill you too. And a lot of people read the King James version of the Bible, like the King James Bible, you know what I'm saying? And they don't know who King James is. Like, he was a Roman emperor. They also funded the slave trade. Like, the first slave ship ever was called the Good Ship of Jesus, and a lot of our ancestors, they fought, some of them fought, like a lot of people wasn't with that, and it was revolutions, and I think I just got that in my blood. And I always question, like, why are people so, into that? And then how they promote it as the fear of God. And, I made a comment, because it's so many different gods, it was so many different ancient civilizations, they left behind structures, they left behind temples, they left behind remains, like body remains, burial sites, and they can't find no biblical characters. So, I was telling people, based on my research about God, it led me, down a very spiritual path. And what I learned is that God is within everybody. Like, God is, when you were born with the God intelligence within you. Everybody has it. And is hitting within your pineal gland, and it's called DMT. It's the spirit molecule. You know, everybody can access it. Everybody can access it. It's triggered in the darkness. It's in the center of your forehead. I believe Hinduism, the Indians, like people like that, are the most in tune with this power. Like, you would see them a lot because when we are exposed to light, DMT, it can't fully activate like on its natural state. So you will see like Hindus, they always have a little like paint or red dot over the center of their forehead, and it's to restrict the light that hits their pineal gland at all times. You know, the pineal gland is a P shape. It's a P shape that activates in the darkness. And the longer you activate, you meditate. That's why when you pray, or whenever you meditate and you close your eyes and you go in the center of darkness, and through that you activate your DMT. You know, the longer you remain or just keep this area restricted from light, definitely in the nighttime, you will reach the God within you, and it's through DMT. You know, and all of the ancients knew this. You know, it's plants, it's natural things that we can take to induce these states. You know, and you don't have to try as hard, but naturally, if you spend 7 days in darkness, there's anybody who want to get a certain level of enlightenment. If you spend a week in darkness, the DMT will increase in your pineal gland. Another thing you can do to activate a more lucid state is take melatonin. You know, melatonin is the juice that's all around the pineal gland, and DMT gets triggered. You know, it's a chemical process that goes on that creates DMT, and it happens in the nighttime. It happens, you know, whenever you see people with turbans on, all type of shit. But when you cover up this area, your forehead, when you restrict it of light, you know, not as much, like we don't, and it's so many different things. Like, we got computers now, like that. You probably wondering like why you don't be seeing your dreams. You probably be on your phone a lot at night. You have to restrict it. That's why like things like dark mode is coming out on YouTube and on the iPhone. They know about the light at night. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people study this, and you have to restrict the amount of light, you know. But God is within you. Is a spirit molecule called DMT. All of the ancients knew this. We do have ancient ancestors that are in different star systems. Like, we live a multi-dimensional reality. Like, a lot of people don't realize, but this body is temporary. You know, his body got 100-year contract. I mean, you could have got a little bit over 100, depending on what you agreed on before you came to Earth. But, you know, on average, everybody got about 100-year contract, you know. And it's good to access or to have this knowledge when you go back. It'll make your transition easier, you know. That's what the ancients did. They whole human experience, they practiced this mathematical, like, God is really a math problem. It's like you can study God and break it down in numbers, and you can see, like, that's why when you look at like a good geometrical shape or structure, it does something to the brain, because God is also in shapes and nature, and it's in everything. Like, it's not, we don't have to worship a false idol. You know, you can put yourself, you know, on a God level just by understanding the functions of your mind, the functions of your subconscious, the functions of your pineal gland. Like, just meditate more. You can understand God, you know, within you. You know, that feeling like when you pray and you meditate and you manifest and you attract something, you did that. You pulled that from your inner God within you. You know what I'm saying? We connected to energy. It's an energetic, vibrational universe that we in. You know, in another dimension, your body form, everything might be different. You probably wouldn't even recognize yourself. You know, but the spirit remains the same. It's what allows you to see, what allows you to talk, what allows you to move your hands. You know, what allows you to hear, what allows you to feel. The sense behind that, that's God. And when you meditate more, you get more of that power. That's the whole thing, is about getting more of that power. And sometimes people spread themselves out so thin, you know, and their energy get depleted. And then, you know, all type of stuff can attach to you. That's why you want to always build your armor. And you build your armor from within, because it'll shine. Like once you really doing that internal work, it'll shine outside of you, and other people will notice, and they ask you what's going on, what you doing. You know what I'm saying? But God is within you. You know, I ain't mean to offend nobody by this video. If somebody was offended, you know, if you believe in Jesus as being real, like, I mean, so be it, man. But they got like information about the person who painted the image. They got information about the Roman Empire, who commissioned the entire slave trade. And I just feel like, you know, maybe like in another life, if I was, you know, from Spain or something, or British, I'll probably believe in Jesus Christ. But me being what I am, you know, a African male, like studying my culture and what we've been through and everything, I can't just sit up here and take a blind out of that. I gotta research. I gotta live for a greater purpose, because my people lost for real. And what I believe everything gonna change once we change spiritually. You know, I believe once black people get unity on a spiritual level, once we all figure out a new spiritual path that brings us together, we'll be unstoppable. We'll run this whole fucking earth. And it's not to say that we're gonna even do harm to it or do bad to it. Like, we will actually bring value, you know what I'm saying, on that level. Once we creating on that level, with the mathematics and the science and the brain waves and the vibrations. Come on now. But that's the next level. It's your boy Yon World, seeing into the future. How to access the God within you, all through DMT. I hope y'all watched the whole video. Hope I ain't get too off topic for y'all. But leave a like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Yon World. I'm out. Peace.